Hey everybody, I'm Dave with the Guitar Tricks channel, here with another great lesson and tip of the week. Make sure to like this video and subscribe so you'll never miss an episode. Let's check out that tip of the week. This week's tip is keep track of your practice. What I like to do, guys, is have a little journal, and I keep track every day of what I practiced, how much I practiced, and also keep track of the metronome tempos. So if you have a little journal, a date book, even just a simple piece of paper or Post-it, and just keep track of what you practice, and then keep it on file. As you look back in 6 months or a year, you can look at what you worked on, and you can even kind of track your own progress too that way. It's a great method for keeping organized and making sure you're progressing. It's humbling when you look back and see that possibly you haven't progressed, maybe because you haven't kept track of things as well or practiced the right things. This way, you know for sure what you practiced and you can work on what you're not good at. So let's go ahead and check out the lesson of the week. This lesson, we're going to check out some tapping, and I'm going to start out with some easy stuff just for starters. So if you're new to this, don't fret it. I'll show you everything you need to know. So tapping is essentially adding, if we start with one finger taps, it's adding a fifth finger. So we've got 4 fingers on the left hand plus a fifth finger from the right hand that we're going to add to the fretboard. And just a common lick that we hear similar to a lot of tapping guitar players is to do triad arpeggios on one string. So what we're going to do is start out with frets 5 and 8 on the left hand, and then the right hand we're going to tap the 12th fret, and we're going to be all up on the first string for this. So we've got the 12th fret on the first string is actually, we call it a tap, but really what it is, it's a hammer-on with the right hand. Now notice on my right hand too, I'm not just hitting the note, but I'm actually anchoring my right hand on the top edge of the guitar neck with my thumb, and then I also sometimes will grip the bottom edge of it with my remaining fingers, tapping with the index finger. And then notice too, my pick is cupped in my hand. I cup it in my middle finger, anywhere in your hand. Some guys cup it in the palm of their hand. I feel best about doing that in my middle finger. If you don't feel comfortable tapping with your index cupping the pick in the middle finger, try to tap with your middle finger instead, like this, and then you can just keep the pick perched between your thumb and index finger. And in that case too, since you want to have your thumb for support, I would stick the heel or the butt of your hand on the top edge of the guitar neck. Always keep one of your part of your right hand or your tapping hand on the guitar for support. Otherwise, it's like shooting darts in the dark. It's hard to really hit accurately unless you're really looking, and even then, it's hard to hit it accurately. So let's consider all that as we look at the first idea right here. We're going to start with the tapping note on the 12th fret first string, pull off to the left hand, 5th fret with the index, and then we're going to hammer on the pinky to the 8th fret. It's just a 3-note little pattern, and we're going to do that 4 times in a row like this. And the idea is to keep it as even as you can. Great idea, practice with a metronome. And if you need to, just set it at a super slow tempo where the click might be going 1, 2, 3, 4, and just play 1 note per beat. And just get it really even. The distance between each note needs to be the same space, the same interval in terms of sound. And then try to get the volume on all 3 notes to be the same, to be equal. And since we got 3 different techniques going on here, a tap, a pull-off, and a hammer-on, that's something that might challenge you at the beginning stages, but work on it because it's worth it. It'll sound really cool. And once you get it up to speed, get the hang of it, you start going a little quicker, and you can really see the lick itself has a lot of potential. Okay, and then one last thing too on the tapping with the index finger, you can either, when you do the pull off to the lower note, you can either flick your finger off downwards like that, or you can flick it off upwards. I do, depending on what kind of tapping lick I'm doing, I do one or the other. I actually feel comfortable doing both. But experiment with tapping and pushing off downwards or tapping and pulling off upwards. See what works best for you, and then just use that one technique as you're developing your tapping technique. So let's go a little bit beyond just doing this simple one. Let's make a little fun exercise out of this. Then what I'm going to do is move the left hand back a fret to land on frets 4 and 7. We're going to do the same sequence, except we're going to do it a fret lower 4 times. And meanwhile, the tap finger is going to stay in the 12th fret. Then the third idea, we move up to the 7th and 10th fret on the first string. Do that 4 times. And then back to the first one at frets 5 and 8 twice. And then I pull off the pinky to the 5th fret, first string, and that's it. So all together, the lick goes like this. Maybe a little bit faster. Right on, guys. It's a cool lick. Also, try it on the second string too. Same frets, different chords, but the same technique. Very cool. So work that up, develop your tapping technique, take it slow, practice with a metronome, all that good stuff. And that's it for this week's channel episode. I hope you learned something new and inspiring that can be used in your own playing. And be sure to check out guitartricks.com/channel for more info and free lessons that'll help you towards your goal of becoming a solid and confident guitar player. And while you're here, hit that button below to subscribe so you won't miss another lesson. I'm Dave with Guitar Tricks. See you next time. Until then, keep those fingers flying.